Good evening everyone. So the discussion today is more or less about constitution. Constitution is an in-depth topic. Yes. So why should any country have a constitution? This is what this particular NCERT wants you to discuss, right? So why any country should have a constitution? So as I was saying the other day, any country will have people, we the people. People create what? Constitution. Why will people create the constitution? For their own welfare. Okay, constitution works for the people, people work under the constitution. But who is supreme, constitution or people? People are the supreme, because people have the will to change constitution also. I hope you understand, right? See, ultimately the most important thing in the land is people, we the people. So as long as people have clarity, constitutions will exist. If people decide not to follow constitution, no force on the earth will make you follow the rules. I will tell you a very simple example. While you are following traffic rules, okay, you are going on a bike or you are in a bike, okay, you see a red light. Yes, do you stop? Yes, sometimes. You should stop all the time. Okay, why did you ever sign a document or did you ever sign an agreement saying that, you know, when I see a red signal I will stop? No, right? What is it? Why do you stop? It is? That is a relation between you and the state. If you don't follow that relation, what will happen? So constitution has created certain institutions like legislature, executive, judiciary. Okay, legislature make laws. Okay, so we the people created constitution, constitution created legislature, legislature creates laws, and one of those laws is, if you violate the red signal, you will have a fine or penalty. Okay, very simple, right? So who is actually asking people to punish? Is it legislature or we the people? Actually, we the people have created a rule so that we can follow the constitution, and constitution creates legislatures. See, legislatures are two things in India. One is parliament and the other one is at state level. Okay, parliament and at the state level. At state level we call them as assemblies. At parliament level we call it as parliament. At national level it is parliament. Parliament create laws. Okay, those laws are implemented in different places. There are some national laws, there are some state laws, but the essence is same. Constitution is the ultimate source for all these things. Okay, why should you be fined when you cross a red line? You violated the rules. Why should I punish you? You violated the rules. What is the implication of violation? You are affecting the entire society. Okay, you are creating a nuisance. You are creating a traffic jam. You are creating an accident. You are putting somebody else's life in the harm's way. Yes or no? So for all these reasons, we decide that society should be safe, and society decides what laws, which constitution to implement. Okay, so the primary dharma, the term is, the primary dharma of any constitution is welfare maximization, welfare of the people. It's the people who should be happy in the end. So let us look at the old NCERTs or NCERTs per se, and what are they telling about constitution. So constitution is the supreme law of the land. It's the supreme law of the land, and also it is a relationship between people and the government. You understood by this example, right, why there is a relation between people and the state. Okay, next, it also says it develops a degree of trust. What is degree of trust? See, read the entire line. It's very self-explanatory, but I will try to explain to you contemporarily, application part of it. As I told you, there is a vegetarian, there is a non-vegetarian, there is a Sikh, Hindu, Gujarati, Malayali or Muslim, Hindu. There are so many diversities in India, right? Everybody should happily live in their own space. Who is creating that space for everybody to thrive? The Constitution. Yes or no? Who is asking the state to do that? The Constitution. See, everything that the government does comes from Constitution. If it is not in Constitution, state is not supposed to do that. I hope you understand. So that is a primary objective, to create a degree of trust. Okay. So somebody from Northeast will travel to Hyderabad. Okay. Should he be allowed to Hyderabad? Why? He is citizen of India. To live up to his full potential, he can travel anywhere in the country. That is a basic right guaranteed by Constitution. So when somebody from Northeast is coming to Hyderabad for the first time, he is not afraid of anyone, he is not worried of anyone. Why? There is a trust that nobody should kill anybody, nobody should attack anybody, there is law, there is protection, there is minimum freedom of speech and expression. All these basic guarantees are there by Constitution of India. Okay, next. Second, it specifies how government will be constituted. This is self-explanatory. We have different types of governments, right? Local governments, state governments, national governments. So central governments are there. So how are they created? What kind of voting system is needed? Which house, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and all those details. Next. This is a repeated prelims question, this line. It lays down the limits and the powers of the government. This has been asked in UPSC prelims at least 5 times. What are fundamental rights? Fundamental rights are a limitation on the state. Fundamental rights are what? Limitation on the state. Okay, I explained this point earlier also. Do you remember?
Responsibility.
So lot of power is given to state, so lot of responsibility is also given to the state. How state should behave is limited. The power of the state is limited. Okay, I will try to explain to you in layman's terms. Think about it. Okay, you are a thief. Okay, what should police do? Police should arrest the thief. Okay, then the judge should say whether the person is thief or not, and then he should be thrown into the jail. This is normal process. Okay, but I am a police officer. I am arresting you for the 4th time. I got bored. Okay, in a dark street I shot you. Sir, he was running, I killed him. Encounter. Is it correct? Will anybody punish me? Can you tell me whether it's a genuine encounter or a fake encounter? You understand, na? At 1 p.m. in the night, in the empty dark street of some city, okay, there is no CCTV camera, no nothing, nobody to ask you. You have a gun, you have a power to kill someone. Who are you? You are an SI, SP or whatever you are. Okay, you have all the power to change some person's fate forever. Yes or no? And you decided that this fellow, how many times, no matter how many times I arrest, he is not changing. So what should I do? Kill him. Yes or no? Don't the thief have a fundamental right? Yes or no? Right to life. If he is such a heinous criminal, okay, the court of India, that is Supreme Court, should say, yes, this fellow should be hanged. Then he will be hanged and he will be killed. That is a different scenario. But on my own, can I kill him? No. This is the simplest way to understand limitations on the state government. So that means the SP should account how he used the bullet, why he didn't shoot the legs. There are so many checks and balances. He cannot kill everybody he wishes. Okay, now come to state level. You know Chanakya? Have you heard about Chanakya? Just yesterday I told you about Arthashastra, the Chanakya, right? 2500 years ago, Chanakya said there are 40 different types of corruptions. Okay, just like a fish in the water, whether it's drinking the water or not, a government servant, if he decides to do corruption, can we know? We cannot know. Why? You are a government, you are a minister of a state, you have thousands of crores of grants, thousands of crores of funds. You decided to use that funds for some personal welfare. Can I know? May or may not be possible. So that is why in simple terms you have to understand government will have lot of power. So that is why it should have lot of limits. There are things that it should do, there are things it should never do. Okay, even if there are things it should do in a proper way. I hope you understand. Yes. Next, last one, it expresses the aspiration of the people about creating a good society. What is it? How will Constitution express what people should do?
Because
People created Constitution for what? For a good society, for a happy society. So how will Constitution express that in aspirations?
like making some laws
Making some laws, okay.
and making some amendments also.
Have you heard about preamble? Yes? Is there something called as preamble? Do you know? Yes or no? Preamble on the idea on that. Do you have preamble?
First page.
As first page of NCERT.
No, sir.
First page of summary of our Constitution. First page of Constitution we have something called as preamble. In preamble we have promised certain feelings like all people will have liberty, equality, justice. What are the three things? Liberty, equality, justice. Okay, three simple things, but they are life changing. Okay, only with these three things we can create a good society. Liberty, equality and justice. What is liberty? To be free in every sense. Okay, equality in opportunities. Okay, and justice means whenever there is something like social justice, political justice, economic justice, there are different justices, you will be given justice. So only in such a society people will be happy. Yes or no? Yes or no? What are the three justices I just mentioned?
Political justice, economic justice,
Social, political, economical. Okay, what do you understand by these three terms? What is social justice?
in a society.
In a society, let's say you are discriminated by your caste or religion. Okay, there should be some equality. Everybody is equal in the society. There are no hierarchies in the societies. Then political also equality is there. Do we have political equality in the country? Just yesterday we learnt one person, one vote. That is called as political equality. And economic equality. What is economic equality? Can Ambani and I be same one day?
Every job equal.
There should not be any discrimination in your economic opportunities. Okay, at the end of the day it's all about what is your capacity. See, I cannot expect a poor person to make 50,000 crores like Ambani. That is not economic equality. But if a poor person can have the potential to make 150 rupees per day, is he making that 150 rupees or not is what is economic justice in the layman terms. We should allow every person to maximize his income in legal means in the right ways possible. Individual potential. I hope you understand. Recently you must have seen this drama during COVID pandemic and all these things. Hindu, Muslims, there was too much communalism. Don't buy from Hindus, don't buy from Muslims. Okay, boycott Muslim shops. These kind of discussions have increased in the society. That is in a way actually affecting the economic equality. Right? Communalism is a virus to the society, right? But our constitution is much bigger, much broader. We don't see the religion of the person, we see the product. Yes or no? So like this, what the constitution aspires is everybody should aim to create what? Good society. In simple terms, we aspire to have a Ramarajya. Okay, we wanted Swarajya, we got Swarajya. Now what do we need? Ramarajya. That is a much better ideal society where everybody is equal, everybody is happy, everybody is making good things. For this we needed Constitution. But again, just like my earlier classes, I don't want to bore you with existing details. I want to give you some insights. What is actually happening in the society. Insights are more valuable than what is in the books. Okay. Now, all of you know Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Yes or no? He makes a fantastic speech in Constituent Assembly, 26th November 1949. It is called as a speech of contradictions. Life of contradictions. Not the speech, sorry. Life of contradiction. Okay. We want a good society. Okay. He says, you are giving political equality. Very good. What is political equality? One person, one vote. Okay. After this, we don't guarantee social equality or economic equality. How is it we are going to have an equal society when there is no social equality and there is no economic equality? Yes or no? In simple terms, again I will tell you. There is an expectation in the society that a potter's son will remain a potter, a farmer's son will remain a farmer, or a cobbler's son will remain a cobbler. The occupation based hierarchy is being more or less continued. It is breaking in the society in 2023, I accept, but still there is a hindrance, there is a hurdle for people who come from different social backgrounds to move up in the society. Yes or no? Even if you are an IAS officer, unfortunately there is a tag against you. You are a Dalit IAS officer. Okay, these are the negative terms that society uses. Okay, he's an IAS officer, he studied hard, he cleared UPSC, he's serving people, he's doing lot of good things, but behind your back, people will always say, your caste. Yes or no? I hope you understand. Because of all these hindrances, there is a term called as social mobility. బయటికి పోయి మాట్లాడుకోండి ఇద్దరు. There is a term called as social mobility. What is social mobility?
Movement of upward and downward.
Movement of people from what they are born into. Like say for example, I am born in a poor family. I should at least aspire to go to a middle class family or a rich family, but I should not stay in the same family. I hope you understand, right? So the basic understanding is what? Social mobility. But even if you go on Google right now after the class, you will find India is not doing so fantastically well in social mobility index. So the unfortunate fear or the fear of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar even after 76 years of independence is still true, that we are not a totally socially, economically equal society. See, again there is a small clarity here. Economic equality doesn't mean everybody should have same income. I told you, right? I'm not expecting me and Ambani should have same income one day. That is not at all possible. What we are aiming for is equity, social and economic equity, right? But what are the hurdles? There is a constitution. I told you, there is a constitution, but unfortunately the aspirations of constitution are not being fulfilled because of other problems in the society. Now this is where the beauty of this particular line shines. If we don't even have the constitution to guarantee these things, it will be worse. Yes or no? At least there is a Draupadi Murmu or Ramnath Kovind, all these people who come from vulnerable sections becoming president and presidents. That is thanks to constitution. Without constitution, it would have never ever happened. So is Indian constitution doing good? It may be doing slow, but it is doing great things. Just imagine somebody coming from a rural tribal hamlet becoming president of India. That would have never been possible if you don't have democratic setup, if you don't have constitution, if you don't have social mobility. Yes or no? While I say that these things are not happening properly, there are also things which are happening properly. You should have clarity of both. Okay? So should we have constitution? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Have better system.
To have a better society. Are we a better society?
Yes, sir. We are going in the same place.
We are moving in the
Better place.
We are moving in a better direction rather than better pace, because obviously, as I keep saying, it's all about what? Welfare maximization. Constitution is all about welfare maximization, right? So as I was saying, this is the line, right? We the people of India. Ultimately, if you understand this one page on the preamble, yeah, look. We have an uninvited guest, so make sure your computers are safe. Okay. Yes. Coming back to the discussion, what is so powerful of we the people of India? We the people of India were never actually we the people of India, right? Indianness is a new concept. The nationalism idea of India is something new. Okay. The basic logic is there were 500 princely states. There were 500 plus princely states. India was, if this is India, India had so many small kingdoms, including Hyderabad, Mysore, so many kingdoms. Okay. Everybody is a king, everybody is a prince, and they have their own kingdom. Right? Collectively, we never thought we were Indians. The movie Check the India brings out this very nicely. If you have seen the movie Check the India, have you? No, hockey game. Yes, Shah Rukh Khan movie. In the starting, all the players will come and they will stand in a line. Where are you from? Sir, I am from Andhra Pradesh. I am from Karnataka. I am from Tamil Nadu. Then one girl say I am from India. See, that concept is first you are somebody. I am a Telugu guy, I am a Kannadi guy, I am a Malayali, I am this, I am a Telugu fellow, I belong to this caste. Then lastly, end of the day, we are all Indians. Are you truly patriotic for the country? We the people of India, do we really understand we the country? Yes or no? No?
Yes.
We understand that?
I understand, but we doesn't portray it.
We don't? Portrait. Okay, portrait it. Okay, fine. Have you seen people standing for national anthem in the theaters? Yes?
Some people, most of them are sitting at it.
Most of them are sitting. So will that tell you that they are patriotic or not? If I sit, do I disrespect my country? If I sit while national anthem is playing, okay, does that mean that I am disrespecting my country?
Yes. But minimum dignity to stand.
It should have minimum dignity to stand. Okay, what if I am not well? I was sitting. Okay, you don't know that. What will you assume? I don't respect the country. There is a good chance that you will assume, right? Maybe I have a stomach ache. I am very tired after office. Okay, so these are called as symbolisms.
Most of the times we didn't concentrate on individual, we concentrate on group of people.
We concentrate on group of people.
Because one person sits in the table, but if
There is a fear that people will beat me if I don't stand up, or else why will I stand up? There is also such group, right? Okay, what I am trying to tell you is on August 15th you will put a pin of India. Okay, hoist a flag, celebrate, change your DP, right? You do all this stuff. On the day of tax paying, you will ask your chartered accountant, sir, how can I evade? How can I stop paying money? Okay, or how, if there is no constable, when can I jump the red signal? Okay, so patriotism or we the people is not a one day thing. It's every day, 365 days, 24/7, you are an Indian. Yes or no? There is a beautiful line. If a soldier in the Kashmir dies for you, okay, you should be worth that sacrifice. He is already great because he sacrificed his life. Okay, but are we worth his life? Are we being good Indians so that he is protecting India? These are the questions that we the people of India have to ask. I hope you understand, right? So this is the beauty of UPSC preparation. When you see a line, you can go kilometers on that one particular line thinking, what is we the people of India? We the people of India is 1.4 billion population, tribals, differently abled, transgenders, LGBT, women, men, yes, all different religions, regions. I hope you understand. Clear? Yes. Now, next, right? What is the update part? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. I hope all of you know all these terms, right? What is sovereign? What is sovereignty?
Like any country
Hmm.
do not have power
Hmm.
to control the India.
Any country does not have the power to control the India. As you can see on the left hand side, people have supreme right to make decisions, internal as well as external matters. No power can dictate the government of India. No power can dictate the government of India. So in 2023, is it still valid?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Valid? Huh? Hmm. Have you heard about fake news? Yes or no? Have you heard about fake news? Yes.
Daily bills.
Daily you will see. What if the fake news is coming outside of the country and people in India are fighting for it?
Question.
What if fake news has been created outside India?
It is nowadays going on.
Nowadays going on.
Recently, US India Summit also,
Hmm.
2 of the senators are boycotted the
Hmm.
PM Modi
Hmm.
address to the assembly.
So you get my point, right? Sovereignty nowadays is a more flexible concept. Okay, sovereignty doesn't mean only Indian border. Sovereignty is winning the mind of the Indians. Okay, let's say there is a concept called as data sovereignty. Right, again, basics. What is a data sovereignty? You use whatever Facebook, Twitter and all these mobile phones, right? Whatever you search, Google, all this is right of Indians, but that right is going away out of India. Okay, from birth to death, you are on internet. Yes or no? From Aadhaar card to your bank account, to your pension to healthcare services, everything is internet. So is internet totally owned by India? There is a threat that outside countries might attack India. So sovereignty is nowadays a little bit more matured concept. Just remember that much. Don't be worried about all these technical terms, not NCERT stuff. But you understand na, sovereignty is once upon a time only land and ruling ourselves. Now sovereignty has lot of connotations. It has lot of implications. Okay. What about this socialistic thing? Sovereign, socialist, democratic, secular republic, right? Or secular democratic republic. What is socialistic? What do you understand by socialistic?
It will create,
We covered this point if you think about it yesterday.
it will create
Socialistic, huh? Please read what is socialistic. Socialistic means wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by the society. Okay. So socialistic is a mindset where it believes that there will be huge inequality in the state. Okay. I mean huge inequality in the society. Government should distribute that money. Okay. Now some people consider socialistic as a weak ideology. We should give more freedom to the market. Let's not go into technical details, but you understand na, in 2023 socialism is not fully celebrated as a core concept. Socialism should be there. Poor people should get the benefits, but there is more focus on encouraging the markets. Okay, but again market should work for whom? Welfare of the country. Okay, in another way it's like this: make the cake bigger. What is making the cake bigger? Imagine there are 4 people in the classroom. Okay, there is a 1 kg cake. How much each person will get? 250 grams. That is equality, right? Sharing equally. Now imagine the same 1 kg cake is there and there are 25 people. How much will you get? A spoon. Yes or no? A spoon, more or less, roughly, just for taste. Okay, so should we reduce people or should we increase the size of the cake? Because we cannot reduce the number of people, we have to increase the size of the cake. This is the increasing the resources, increasing the economy. So whenever Prime Minister Modi says, you know, we need to become $5 trillion economy, $10 trillion economy, his intention is so that we can use that extra money for the whom? Welfare of the people. That comes under this particular thought process. Next one is secular. The less I talk about it, the better. What is secularism?
like religion is separate from state.
That is Western concept of secularism. See, there is a secularism and there is Western concept of secularism. In India, we follow a concept called as Sarva Dharma Samabhava. The concept is what? Sarva Dharma Samabhava. We treat all religions equally. In the West, there is a distinction between church and the state. That is Western secularism. In India, Sarva Dharma Samabhava. What does that mean? All religions are equal. That is why we have probably the highest national holiday in any country in the world. Yes or no? Parsi Day, we have a national holiday. Mahavir Jayanti, Buddha Jayanti, yes, Buddha Purnima. You take any religion, there is a national holiday. Why? All religions are equal. Whether Jainism is a tiny religion or Hinduism is a big religion, doesn't matter. Hinduism have one holiday, Jainism have one holiday. Sarva Dharma Samabhava. This is secularism. Now again, as a beginners, I want to mold your mind in understanding what is secularism. See, secularism per se means I will encourage all religions equally. Be very clear. What is my line? I encourage all religions equally. There cannot be something called as pseudo-secularism. What is pseudo-secularism? Partial, biased secularism. So in India, if somebody says secular or WhatsApp forwards and all this, right? Secularism has become a taboo. Secularism, the word has been converted into a negative term. Nowadays, everybody hates secularism. The problem is not with secularism. The problem is with application of secularism. What is application of secularism? All religions should be treated equally. But there is a concept called as appeasement. What is appeasement? I satisfy you. Why should I satisfy you? So that you will get me more votes. Okay, that is called as appeasement. And appeasement in the sense you come to the class, I will give you cool drink, nice AC and all these things. I cannot teach the class. So I am covering that inefficiency with hangama. Yes or no? So next time when somebody asks, how does Kalyan Sir teach? Arey, cool drink is nice. You will talk about cool drink, not my teaching skills, right? Yes or no? So this is what successive government have done with the term secularism. They used secularism to get what? Votes, rather than treat all religions equally. So please don't hate the concept secularism, hate the concept implementation of secularism in India. Outrightly, it is one party, that is Congress party. Thanks to Congress party, we have now discussed secularism in a very, very negative connotation. Okay? Yes. Again, not. Now, second thing, because of that party's inefficient implementation of secularism, there is a rise of the right wing. Okay? Or there is a communal rise. Nobody with right mindset cannot say that there is no communalism in India. There is already probably high communalism. So in the society, every time elections come, it will only increase. So even politicians will turn on the heat, right? More communal speeches will be given. That religion, this religion. If you see Gurgaon right now, no in Gurgaon, right? Today, if you go and see the newspapers, in Gurgaon there is a communal clash. Few months ago there is a communal clash somewhere else. In Telangana there is a communal clash. In Kerala there is a communal clash. Like this, communal clashes have increased. The problem is both sides will have some flaws. No religion is perfect in application. The problem is not with religion. The problem is again with whom? Application. So whenever it comes to secularism, please remember the term what? Application. That's all. Okay. Democratic form, we don't have to waste too much time. Democratic form we have already discussed. Republic, justice. These three terms I have just discussed. Liberty, justice and equality. Okay. Right. Next, what is this term? Fraternity. What is fraternity?
Brotherhood.
What is brotherhood?
Cooperation. Like every individual feels.
Every individual feels, I am your brother. Every individual should have bonding. Okay. That's a very good term, that all citizens should have a bonding. What is the bonding towards? First, I believe that I am an Indian. Indian first, Indian last. Everything else later. And second thing, I should also believe, irrespective of your differences, irrespective of our differences, I have difference from you, you have difference from me, irrespective of our differences, all of us are working for India, all of us want good things for India, right? That kind of bonding is not happening as of now. It is there, I won't say it is not there, but still we are work in progress. We are a much better bonded nation than earlier. We now don't have separatist movements, we don't have terrorist movements, we don't have Naxalism, Naga issues. All these things are coming down. India is getting stronger and stronger thanks to development. Okay, but still most people first ask about caste. What are you? Where are you from? Okay, what's your religion? These things, these barriers should go away. Okay, that is when proper fraternity will be created. The biggest disease, if India has any, is casteism. As long as that is there, people will not change, or this fraternity will not be implemented in letter and spirit. Okay, so fraternity is a beautiful concept, okay, but fraternity will take some time. Clear? Yes. Again, I don't want to discuss elections per se, but we will try to summarize them. I will try to summarize once again. Right, we will take this particular side heading and discuss what makes elections in India democratic. First of all, why should we have elections? I told you in the day one, I guess. There is a term probably I have used, if you remember. What is the term? What is the term that I have used for elections? Free and fair elections. Election should be what? Free and fair. So by the time you read this NCERT, there is some concepts like rigging and all those things. Okay, more or less they have been reduced almost 90%. Okay, right now the biggest problem in India is not about rigging. The biggest problem in India is more about electoral manipulation, micro engineering, and funds of elections. These are the bigger problems. What is micro engineering? As I told you, using Facebook and all these things, I can convert your vote into my vote. Slowly every day through WhatsApp, I will create hate against the other political party. So all these are bigger problems. So one thing you have to remember here is Indian elections have moved a lot from 1990s. By the time these NCERTs are written, and 2023, elections have moved really a lot. Okay, thanks to technology, electronic voting machines, and VVPAT, voter welfare paper audit trail. You don't need to know the technical details, but the thing is, if you vote for Congress, there will come a small slip. It will say you voted for Congress, so that there won't be any confusion who voted for whom. Okay, so it improves accountability, it improves trust in the election process. The beauty about Indian elections is it's a flywheel thing, right? Flywheel means Congress lost, BJP will be given the power without any fighting, without any drama. Even the great Indira Gandhi, after her election, after her imposition of emergency, she had to go for polling, right? One day she had to go for elections. When she lost the elections, she gave the power to the opponent without any tussle, without any issues. So that is a beautiful part about Indian politics, that they always exchange the power in a very, very peaceful fashion, and people have a lot of trust in the Election Commission of India. Okay, these are the major things you have to remember in context of electoral. From NCERT point of view, I don't think electoral bonds and all these things are important for you right now. Okay, but as I say, application part, elections in India can be trusted. Why? good number of people will go and vote. Some places it will cross 80%. Unfortunately, it is educated people in Bengaluru who have a 45% voting. Okay, but if you go to some rural village or rural districts, they have 80+%. I hope you understand the difference, right? In India, almost 80% of the people go and vote, okay, out of their free will, right? They will take money, they will take whatever, as he was mentioning yesterday, they will take money, they will drink everything, but still they will only vote for whom they want to vote, not because of the persuasion. And as a district collector, it will be one of the most important jobs he will do, conducting the free and fair elections. All these things will improve the trust in the system. So this chapter is in a way kind of redundant, and this is still an issue. Independent Election Commission, again for NCERT not needed, but just remember, recently there is a Supreme Court judgment which says Election Commission of India should be appointed through a panel. Okay, if you don't know all these things, don't even worry. Okay, but remember, who conducts elections? Election Commission of India. It should be independent. It should not be a political tool. It should not be what? Political tool. And recently Supreme Court also tried to make it stronger and protect its independence. Everything else is outdated. But criminalization of politics is very relevant. Funding of elections is still a problem. Have you seen today's Hindu? After the class you will see, yeah? Okay. There is an article about electoral bonds. If you read in today's Hindu, there is an article about electoral bonds, and Hyderabad is actually selling more electoral bonds, and it's a hot destination. That's the article, right? Telangana is a very good destination for electoral bonds. That means how political parties are getting the money. This will be discussed where? In the today's Hindu.
Why people not disclose who said how much money?
Who said how much money? That is a case pending in Supreme Court. No one sub judice. I can talk about it. It doesn't make me a crime or anything, but the concept is only government have its own logic. Okay. You get my point, no? The point is, read NCERTs, but don't believe everything is fantastic, fine, and all those things. There are some issues, but all the issues, unfortunately, in election are mains topics. You are not even mains prelims students. How can I teach you mains topics? But you understood, na? There are some problems with election process. That is the money, especially money. The second one is criminalization. Yes. Do you know your MLA MP? I asked you this question, no? Okay. Now, right. We'll understand a simple concept called as institutions. What is the beauty of institutions in democracy?
They are the implementing bodies. Implementing bodies, which implementing of laws by the government.
Okay. Implementing bodies of constitution. That is what an institution means. Okay. Anyone else? Tell me, is income tax a institution? Income tax department? Income tax is an institution, huh?
Income tax department.
No, income tax department. I mean, income tax department only. Okay. What about cabinet ministers? Not an institution. What about UPSC? UPSC is institution. Independent commission. It's not an institution. Finance commission. Not an institution. Okay. So we will see what he is trying to tell. So he is asking, can you think of some examples, other institution in this example, what is their role?
those cabinet ministers are policy makers. Like,
Policy makers. Here one simple concept you have to remember is this: what is an institution, okay, and what is an instrument. What is an institution and what is a instrument? See, institution can be a positive term and a negative term. For example, an IAS officer there. IAS officer is there. You are an IAS officer. Who are you? An IAS officer. Okay. Are you an instrument or an institution? Instrument for what? That's a good way to think about it. You are an IAS officer. You are a tool for what? To do welfare. You have to do things so that you will promote what? Welfare. Okay. But who is using you? A ministry, a particular department. Where you work is more or less considered as institution. You work under an institution. You are an instrument for what? Welfare of the people. For example, judiciary is an institution. Yes or no? Whom should judiciary work for? Judiciary works for the people. Okay, what is the purpose of judiciary?
Give justice, provide justice.
To provide justice. What is the purpose of parliament?
Making laws.
Parliament is to make laws. What is the purpose of media?
Providing spreading and just all governments.
To act as a bridge between government and the people. That is one of the purposes of media. Did I miss anyone? I asked about lawmakers. I asked about judiciary. I asked about media. What did I miss? Are executive an institution? Don't look at the board. Look at me and think and tell me. No. See, PM Modi is Prime Minister. But what is Prime Minister? Prime Minister is a post, not the power, right? Prime Minister is a post. For what? For doing the welfare maximization. Why are you president? Public welfare. So when a bill is passed, you have to sign that bill. So every body that emanates from constitution serves what? Constitution, and indirectly serving the will of the people. So there is a post called as Prime Minister. That post have a lot of power. Who gave that power? Constitution. Who gave that power to Constitution? People. Who should Prime Minister work for? People. But if Prime Minister starts working for himself, then we will call him as institution. And swartham, corruption and all these things are what? Institution in himself. Okay. But Prime Minister is a post working for, that post is institution. Prime Minister should never become institution. Yes or no? PM Modi is working for India, that is why everybody loves him. But if PM Modi is doing corruption, do you think people will vote for him?
He is also like an instrument.
He is actually the instrument. He is the most primary instrument. He is the number one public servant, right? Yes or no? See, we call president as the first citizen of the country, but Prime Minister is actually the most important public servant. If he is active, if he is asking everybody to do work, automatically the country will progress. So institutions are very, very important, because tomorrow in the seat of PM, if somebody else sits, okay, the respect will go to that seat. Why do we respect Prime Minister Modi? Because he is first of all Prime Minister, right? Honorable Prime Minister of the country. Did you vote for him? May or may not, but still he is your Prime Minister, he is my Prime Minister. Okay, we are respecting that post. That post is an institution. The person is a tool. Okay, for what? Welfare maximization. Welfare maximization. So every constitution body, every institution you see has a purpose. Why is UPSC there? Why does UPSC exist? To select candidates on the basis of merit. What will happen if it is not selecting candidates on the basis of merit? There will be corruption. There will be inefficient people in the system. Yes or no? All these things will damage India, help progress India. Damage India. So, does it have a purpose? Yes. Does a traffic constable have a purpose? Yes. Why should he regulate the traffic? To make sure that everybody goes home in the right time, safely. There are no economic losses, there are no social losses, there are so many things. So, every institution, every body have a purpose. Okay. But whom should they work for? The people. Why am I stressing that last point of whom should they work for is because sooner than later you will understand that these institutions work for themselves, not for people. When you become an IAS officer, a old woman will come. Do you think you will meet her? May or may not. Never assume, right? But at the same time, you may go outside. You may go outside your office and sit near her and ask her what is your problem. That shows your humbleness. That shows your value system. That shows your education. But now that you become IAS officer, you are a Lord Sahab. Are old woman come, send her, I am not there. What will happen? You become an institution. You are no longer working for the people. You are working for your own comfort. ACs, chair, peace, everything is fine. Yes or no? That is what? Working for people or not? No. I hope you understand. So, it's very easy to get corrupt once you enter the system. But staying true to your values and working for the people, that is the ultimate purpose of any civil servant, any institution, any government. Yes or no? Yes. But what do politicians talk as soon as they come into power? I spent 4 crores on elections. How will I get my 4 crores? 4 crores should become 40 crores. Yes or no? Do you know how many crorpatis are there in our parliament? Crorpatis. Around 90% of our parliamentarians are crorpatis. Again, see, crorepati means if you have a land in Hyderabad, you are crorepati. Having cash is different, having land is different. But there are very, very rich people. Yes or no? Super duper rich people enter the parliament. So, such a person who is having hundreds of crores, do you think he will understand the hunger pangs of a poor woman? There is a disconnect between the parliament and the grassroots average Indian. We are a country where people find it's very difficult to find food 3 times a day. Don't believe me. When you walk in Hyderabad, there are these canteens. Something like Anna canteen, Amma canteen, like there are canteens in Telangana also, in Hyderabad also. See the queue at that canteen. Yes or no? Or whenever you see there is a langar. Langar, all of you know, right? It's a free food concept. Some religious festivals and all these things are near some temples in the morning time. They will start distributing free food. Okay, there will be traffic jams. So many people will come and rush and take food, right? There will be queues. Okay, it's not about prasad, right? It's about getting food. Yes, so people are here, policy makers are there. Do you think there will be working for these people? May or may not. Again, always use the term may or may not. You don't say no, they will be arrogant. There will at least be one good fellow, no? One good fellow working for the poor people. Again, you will slowly understand all these things in the ground reality, but you understood the concept? Yes. Now, the biggest institution, that is Judiciary. Who is Judiciary working for? Who is it supposed to work for? People of India. Is Judiciary working for people of India? Maximum times it is working for the people of India. How do you know? By seeing the recent judgments in the parliament and all those things. Okay. So again, I don't want to disappoint you. Yes, for today's class, we will assume that Judiciary is probably that one of those few institutions which is still working for.
Compared to both
See, of all the 3 people, if legislature, judiciary, executive are brothers, okay, I will say judiciary is a better brother, a better person in comparison to legislature and executive, but that does not in any sense make judiciary a saint. Judiciary have a lot of issues, but for today's class just understand judiciary is also working for whom? People of India. The moment judiciary stops working for people of India, then there is no hope for Indians. This, what are rights? Again, don't think I'm going too fast, because the static chapter, that is parliament, have three things: Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, president. All this is not worth your time or my time. We'll try to understand the application part of the constitution. What are rights, and is it being protected in the country? First of all, do you have rights? From today morning, close your eyes for 1 minute. Okay, from today's morning till now, what are the fundamental rights that you think you have exercised? Just think, don't worry. If you don't know the answer, it's fine. But don't give answers until it's 7, 8. Think, what is the hurry? Right to life definitely, or here means right to life is there. No? Done. Yes. Now tell me.
Right to equality, right to education.
Right to equality, right to education.
And right to freedom of speech.
Right to freedom of speech. You are talking from morning? Okay. Nobody arrested you, nobody said anything to you, so you are still here. Okay. What about a right to sleep? Is it a fundamental right?
Yes, yes.
Right to sleep. Then right to clean air.
Right to eat.
Am I breathing a pollution free air? Is it a fundamental right? Yes. Right to life with dignity. Yes. What else?
These are coming right to life.
Right to life only. But that is what I asked you. What are the things that you have exercised? You have to explain to me what all you have exercised. For example, right to distraction free education. Is it a fundamental right? Disturbance free education. For example, right now classroom is happening. Neighbor started playing DJ. Full sound. Is it violation of your fundamental right? Can I go to court? Then why is it fundamental right? Fundamental right means if it is violated, I can go to court. That is the purpose, no? Freedom of speech, freedom of enjoyment. Yes or no? Every right has its own limitations. Can't he play DJ? His daughter's marriage is there. Up to some extent. Till what extent? Where do we draw that line?
It's not easy to us.
It's not?
It's not disturbing us up to the.
And see, if your mood is off, you are really irritated. Even if I play mobile song also, you will be irritated. Why DJ? You get my point, no? If you decide to be irritated, you will be irritated anyhow. Sir, my disturbance is happening. Useless. You will go. Then?
He is also living in the society.
He is also living in the society. So the point I am trying to make here is reasonable claims of persons recognized by society and sanctioned by law. Yes or no? If government of Hyderabad, that is municipality of Hyderabad, has given him permission to do a procession rally or celebrate his daughter's marriage, then there is nothing anybody can do, but only till probably 10 p.m. Up to 10 p.m. he is allowed to do whatever he wants to do. You as a civilized person can go and request him, sir, I have exams. But he will say, go somewhere else. Marriage is a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? So there will be some social compromise. Yes or no? Why? Tomorrow he is studying, what will you do? You will play DJ because there is a marriage in your house. Yes or no? That is how society works. There is a compromise. Ganesh Chaturthi is there. Everybody will put bhajans and all these things. Will people complain? No. They will block roads. Will people complain? No. Why? It's only for few days and it's a temporary thing and it's about faith. Yes or no? So this is how social compromises develop. That is how societies develop. The term is what? Social compromise. That is what he writes. Society has to accept. Yes or no? There is something in law, but if society doesn't accept, it is not implemented. Yes or no? Or if something is illegal, but society will accept. For example, right to sleep. Somebody is playing DJ, again marriage. Will you complain? One day only, no. We will compromise. If everybody starts going to Supreme Court, High Court every day for fundamental right violation, we cannot live in the country. You get my point? So there has to be a reasonable thing. One day fine, but 10 days, that's an irritation. Everybody knows how to do, how much to do. So rights are given to you to what? To maximize your potential. But your rights should not affect other person's right. There is a very limited tolerance. Yes or no? I hope you understand. Again, I am not going to discuss each and every fundamental right, but you all understand what are fundamental. What is the meaning of the term fundamental? They are basic. How basic? Without them, I cannot recognize that you are a human being. Yes or no? They should not be taken away from you unless there is a extraordinary circumstance. Okay, that is how fundamental these rights are. Okay, now think about it. What is the type of understanding that UPSC needs you to have? It's not about mugging up Lakshmikant or mugging up NCERTs saying Article 25 right to freedom of religion, Article 14 this, Article 32 remedies. That is not the basic that UPSC expects from you. That is for prelims level. But understanding wise, the term fundamental. What is the term? Fundamental. That means the most basic block of human recognition. I recognize you as human being first. I recognize you as what? Human being first. You are starving. You are starving with hunger. Okay. That is my basic recognition. Array, this person's rights are being violated. Hope you understand. So let's say there is no water in a village. Who should give water? The government should provide water. Why?
Because it's their responsibility.
It is their responsibility. All these responsibilities emerge from what? Constitution. Okay. So the beautiful part is these are probably one of the most sacred stones of Indian Constitution. Sacred means nobody dares to touch them. Everybody respects them. Thanks to Indira Gandhi time, we made them even more stronger. Indira Gandhi time, violating fundamental right was a little bit easy. She threw everybody in the jail. She could do whatever she wanted to do. But after 42nd, 44th amendment, we became stronger and we made our fundamental rights even better. Okay. And now, thanks to media, social media and all these things, any violation anywhere that happens in the country now gets more exposure. So there is more support for fundamental rights. More support for fundamental rights. Now tell me, in your own understanding, are fundamental rights being properly implemented? Are there hurdles?
There is also limits and rights. There is also limits and rights.
Will you believe me that there is a temple in Tamil Nadu in 2023 which does not allow Dalits to enter into the temple? Will you believe it? Until unless you see. So go and see today's Hindu. Okay, go and see today's Hindu. There is a temple in Tamil Nadu which opened for the first time for the scheduled caste people to enter into the temple. This is 2023. What? 2023. In 2023, still there are places in country which does not allow people from scheduled caste to go into the temple. Even today, unfortunately, they went into the temple with police protection. You get my point? They have to go into the temple. How? Police protection. Police will come, stand with guns and all those things. Then they were allowed to go into the temple. Why? Because they are born in a different social hierarchy. According to the society, society believes that they are lower, we are upper, you should not enter the temple. But in the eyes of God, everybody is equal. In the eyes of Constitution, everybody is equal. See, nobody is rushing into Garbhagriha, right? Even the upper caste or any person, when we go to the temple, we don't run into the sanctum sanctorum, right? Like the Garbhagudi, the core. Nobody goes and touches the statue and all these things, right? There is a respect for the Shastras, Dharmas and all these things. But per se not entering into the temple is not constitutionally correct, not morally correct. Yes or no? See, if you have faith, if you believe in the deity, why will I not wash myself and go? Yes or no? You will have a bath, properly get ready, new dress, you will put tilak and all these things. Then only you will go to temple. You won't wake up from the bed and go directly, right? Nobody will do that. But in the mind of the people, you are a polluted person. See, that is how people think. That is how old the thinking is still in India. Okay, and see, why am I saying all these things is because saying fundamental rights is easy and applying fundamental rights is a different concept. There is a concept called as twin tumbler. Twin tumbler. What is twin tumbler? Two glasses. Very good. In tea shops, again in some parts of Tamil Nadu and different parts of the country, there are two sets of glasses. You can understand why are the two glasses for? Why? One for upper caste, one for the lower caste. Yes or no? Even today, there are some families in India where if you go, they will give a different set of glasses for outsiders and they will use a different set of glasses for insiders. Right? So, or if you have seen the Telugu movie called as Rangasthalam, there is a Ramcharan movie called as Rangasthalam, which will also showcase how casteism is promoted. All these things unfortunately exist consciously or unconsciously in India. Right? See, I respect a vegetarian family. If a vegetarian family doesn't want to give rent to a person who wants to cook meat in their home, that is their thought process. Okay? But you cannot discriminate people by not saying, you know, please don't eat in the same room. Right? He's not sitting in front of you, right? He's sitting somewhere else, you are sitting somewhere else. That is their choice. Right? But still all these untouchability practices, subconsciously caste practices, discriminations, these things happen. I hope you understand. So, do we have true freedom? Not exactly. But are we better in comparison to 1990? 1980? 1960 from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's time? Definitely much better. Okay? But don't blindly believe that we are totally out of all this idiotic drama. Let's see what are the various kinds of forms of untouchability that has been practiced. Do you see them even today? This article was probably written by P. Sainath, Palagumi Sainath, a very famous journalist in Hindu in 1999. Okay, and these are the 5 points he is mentioning. Like tea stalls kept two kinds of glasses, one for Dalits, the other for others. Okay, do you believe that exists in 2020? In some places, even today, unfortunately, this practice is there. Okay, next one. Barbers refused to serve the Dalit clients. Okay, next, Dalit students were made to sit separately in the classrooms and drink water from separate pitcher. That means that there is a different pot. Do you think such things will exist in India? In 2022 also, there are some places where newspapers reported this is still happening. In 2019, why not 2019? In 2023 end or 22 end or 23 beginning, there is a very famous case, repeated case. A Dalit woman was appointed as a cook in midday meal scheme. Okay, students stopped eating that food. In 2019 in Bihar, again same case, a Dalit woman was appointed as a cook. Okay, students stopped eating that food. You understand it, right? I am talking about 2019, 2022. In 2022, I saw a case in newspaper where it says students were forced to drink water from a different tumbler, and they were asked to sit separately while they are having lunch. Where does fraternity come from? In school, do you think the kid's mind is polluted? Do I know who is a Dalit, who is a Christian, who is a Muslim? For me, a friend is a friend when I am in school. I don't care about his caste, creed, religion, gender and all these things, right? But it is the parents who say, don't sit and eat with Dalits. The caste has to come from somewhere, and it is even more unfortunate if the school management is allowing these practices. I'm talking about 2019, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Very, very bad things. Okay. That is still happening. The Dalit students are separate groom. Okay. What about this Dalit groom not allowed to ride a horse? Do you think that is happening? In 2016, there is a very famous Tamil Nadu case where a person purchased a bullet. He is from lower caste and he is riding the bullet. Just for that, he was killed. Okay, because they don't, and see again this thing happened in 2017 or 2018, I don't remember the year, last 4-5 years ago, in Maharashtra, a Dalit wanted to marry using Bharat. That means he wanted to raise the horse. Okay, 2 to 3 battalion of police forces were sent. Battalion, like hundreds of police have to go to that village, block every house and then allow the procession to happen. I am not talking about 1999. This is in 2020s. Okay, so we are still moving away. I mean, the beautiful part is the state is making it. The state is working for everyone. Yes or no? Why should state send some police officers so that somebody can go to the temple? Constitutional duty, fundamental. That is the meaning of fundamental. Fundamental means you spend 100 crores. But if a person has to go on Bharat, he has a right to go on Bharat. It is your duty to protect him. You get my point? Yes. And the last one probably is coming down thanks to groundwater excavation. There is no groundwater, there are no hand pumps. Unfortunate reality, right? Taps. Yes, but still discriminations even happen today. Clear? So make sure you understand the meaning of each and every term when you read in-depthly. When you see untouchability, don't just read untouchability, okay, NCERT completed. Google some articles. Don't do PhD again, but just find out. Whenever you see something in the newspaper, pick it up. Okay, it is still happening. Midday meal scheme, a Dalit cook. Oh, there is an article. It still shows India needs lot of progress. On one side, we are sending people to Chandrayaan, Gaganyaan, Mangalyaan. Okay, on the other side we are treating human beings as second grade citizens. How does that work? We should come out of that particular system. You got my point? Yes. So okay. Right. Again, I want to focus on the application part. Do we have good freedom of speech and expression? Definitely we have wonderful freedom of speech and expression, but implementation is a failure. Supreme Court of India have set the highest bars, like probably highest bars for freedom of speech and expression. You can go as high as you want. Okay, but unfortunately in reality these police officers and others, they don't understand freedom of speech and expression. As I was saying the other day, somebody in Tamil Nadu tweeted or made a statement in some press conference regarding Chief Justice of India. He was thrown in the jail. It should not happen. Okay. Also learn one term called as chilling effect. What is chilling effect? In winter you have a chilling effect. Normally chilling effect means a fear in your spine. You are afraid even to say that word out loud. Yes or no? You are so afraid that if I say this, that will create problems. So what happened? You will never say it openly, out loud. Okay, that process is called as chilling effect. That means I have freedom of speech and expression, but probably I cannot go to Twitter and say, demonetization is a bad idea. The moment I tweet demonetization is a bad idea, 100 people from 100 directions will fall on me shouting that I am an anti-national. Yes or no? That creates what? Chilling effect. Next time I won't even dare to say something wrong against Prime Minister Modi. If you are a Rahul Gandhi fan, if I say something against Rahul Gandhi, he should be more active in the ground level or something. Then again 100 people from this party will come and fall on me. You are a Bhakt. You are a blind Bhakt of PM Modi. Or Rahul Gandhi or somebody, right? So you understand the problem, right? By default, people will assume if I am not supporting you, I am criticizing you. But there will always be India first. Yes or no? I am not a fan of Modi or Rahul Gandhi, I am a fan of India. I want what is good for India rather than what is good for PM Modi. But people will always construct it in a different way. Yes or no? You understand my point? So freedom of speech and expression is there, but people are also afraid to criticize, say anything openly. For example, if I want to say, asking people or forcing people to stand in theaters is a very bad idea. Okay, then again there will be a controversy. Yes or no? If I say something against Supreme Court, that judgment was weak, again people will say something. Or today, if you read newspapers, there is an Article 370 discussion happening in Supreme Court, right? So if I say anyhow happened, no, let it go, people will be angry. Or if I say Article 370 has to be restored, there is a lot of stress. Social media, WhatsApp, you know all the drama, no? So this has to change. Indians are famous for Vad Samvad, that is argumentativeness. I say something, you say something. Collectively we have to develop. But if I throw you in the jail, arrest you, ban you, block you, call you anti-national, I don't even listen to you, then what happens? My thought of even telling something good to you will slowly fade away. Yes or no? Right? But we still have wonderful freedom of speech and expression. Sir, freedom of speech and expression does not mean speech only. Freedom of speech and expression can be movies, can be books, can be videos. For example, BBC made a documentary against Prime Minister Modi. Okay, ban. Okay, somebody wrote some book, ban. Pratap Banu Mehta. Burden of democracy. Freedom of speech and expression, definitely. See, I may not like, see again, very beautiful point I will tell you. There is a very beautiful quote which says, I may not like what you say, but I will defend with my life your right to speak it. That is freedom of speech and expression. No, that is a burden of a liberal, that is a burden of democracy. That means somebody is coming and saying, God is the best person ever. He has done the right thing by killing Gandhi. Okay, I don't like it, but I cannot criticize him. That is his freedom of speech and expression. Yes or no? But if I say Gandhi is also a good person, they will start beating me. If they beat me, okay, that is again problem of democracy. Okay, then that creates what? Chilling effect. I will never shout against gods again, right? So that is not a good thing. But a liberal has to do what? Entertain the argument of the other side also. Unfortunately, as a society, we have reduced our tolerance so low that movies are banned, food is banned, short films are banned, websites are banned, everything is banned. Everything is freedom of speech and expression, no? Yes or no? I hope you understand. Social media accounts are blocked, banned. Why? They criticize the government. Not only central government. See, please don't misunderstand when I say every state government will do all this idiotic drama. If somebody is criticizing somebody, there is a South Indian state which is very famous for banning newspapers. TV channels are blocked in that state even today. Why? That particular TV channel is very critical of that particular state government. Yes. So how is it a democracy, freedom of speech, if you ban TV channels? See, when I am on the live record, I cannot say certain things, but it is your reading between the lines that will help you. Ask your peers, right? Okay, so the beauty of democracy is everybody should criticize. You don't like me, I'm totally critical against you, but you should still allow me to survive. Yes or no? Okay, let's say for example NDTV doesn't like PM Modi, but still NDTV is there. Adani has purchased it, that's a different story, but you get my idea, right? Nobody should ban anybody unless they cross at certain high lines set by Supreme Court. Okay, like this, please apply whatever fundamental rights you are reading. Just don't read mug up articles 24, 25, nothing will happen. If you apply all these things, they will create more and more thought clarity in you.
So, is the approval of freedom of speech is more high and high. Like, in some of the cases, Supreme Court also said that if the judgments are given once, they are not, there is no one to question them.
That is not freedom of speech, right?
If any one person against making that it is wrong.
Contempt of court, you are talking about contempt of court, but again the same Supreme Court have said contempt of court should also be having a very high benchmarks. Supreme Court gave a judgment, I don't like it. Okay, I can criticize Supreme Court judgment within reasonable limits. I cannot use unparliamentary language and say, judges are useless and all these things. But within my limited decent language, if I say I don't agree because of these things. Not liking out of emotions is one thing, not liking out of rationality is one thing.
If proper emotions and a decent language is
if then 100% you can criticize Supreme Court judgment. Supreme Court is not above freedom of speech and expression. Supreme Court can be criticized, but you have to be very reasonable, you have to have logical arguments, and you should always understand the context. See, somebody lost 10 crore property because of a judgment. In his anger, he will shout on the judge. Somebody, 10 crores is not a small amount, right? He will use some unparliamentary language. Judge will say, okay, I understand your frustration, let go. He should not punish him immediately. He has to understand the context. But after 10 days also, if that fellow is writing articles saying that judge is a buffoon and all these things, then throw contempt of court. Got my point? Yes? Yes. Any questions so far? North Korea is a perfect example of not having any freedom of speech and expression. Ashok Singh is saying some people knowingly disrespect our national anthem. Kavalani chestaru. They do it deliberately. Okay. See, again, again, very good question, Ashok. I will tell you. Okay. They may do it willingly, right? Or they may disrespect India, but that does not affect India. We are a very tolerant nation. Let them do whatever they want to do. Yesterday there was a news article, right? Somebody wanted to move away from India. See, that is a problem. You are all beginners, right? Thousands and thousands of Indians are giving up Indian passport and going to some other country and settling there happily. Okay, that is one kind of, a problem. If you are in India, end of the day you are a beneficiary of India. You may not like national anthem, but you will get benefits from India. So one day you are angry on your father, you will say, I will not talk to you. That does not diminish the father's love towards the son. So India is like a mother. She will always love its children. Whether the children love India back or not is not India's problem. I hope you understand. Yes. Yeah. Again, see, everybody will spread fake news. Nobody will take, because we don't know what is good, what is bad.
Giving rise to criminal classes. That is giving rise to criminal classes.
Again, it's not that easy, no, to control all these things. You created a WhatsApp group, you have 100 followers, then you started hating people. How will I know? Somebody has to go complain, sir, this fellow is promoting hate. Then I will come arrest you. It will take a lot of drama. By that time, by reading your messages, 2 people fought and killed each other. Okay, it's how can state control? You tell me, reasonably human being, every single buffoon now have, a mobile and a WhatsApp. Thanks to Jio, everybody have internet. Everybody have a Telegram channel, everybody have a WhatsApp group, everybody is on YouTube. See, that is why Indian channels have crores and crores of subscribers, right? You open the most idiotic channels in India, they have 30 lakh subscribers. Why? So many people without any purpose and business in life have internet connection. They will do all these things only from morning to evening. Hate, share. And people get paid for sharing hate. 2 rupee tweet gang, Paytm gang. They are called as Paytm gang. Okay, you are on Twitter. Okay, daily tweet 10 hate messages. I will give you 20 rupees. Like this, I will create an army. Or I will say, see, that person criticized Modi. Go and attack him. Every attack you do on him, 2 rupees. 10 times you attacked him, 20 rupees. There are farms, missions, organizations working like this. Room full of people have only one purpose. Finding who criticized attack. Okay. This is unfortunately the purpose of the country. Right. So again, you will slowly understand all these things. But so far, whatever I have told you, the application part, are you able to understand? Any doubts so far? Yes? No?
Nationalism, the nature of the starting. So that's what freedom of speech and expression.
Exactly. Exactly. I will sing inside my heart by sitting and respect my country. I pay my taxes. I don't violate traffic rules. I am a good citizen, kada. You stand, you salute, you put tiranga, you violate taxes, you hold black money, you don't pay taxes. Okay, then what kind of Indian are you? You are an Indian in good sense in every term, not when it suits you. Yes. We having freedom of speech, but if we made statement on religion, government is putting sedition cases. Again, unfortunately, very good question, Kaushal. So the point is, freedom of speech should be tolerated by whom? The state. As I said, Supreme Court have set high benchmarks. It is the governments which follow low benchmarks. Yes or no? It is the government, the implementing, the police officers. They will throw you in jail, they will throw in sedition. After 2 years, you will reach court and the court will say, why did you arrest him in the first place? Yes or no? But unfortunately, it will take minimum 2 years for you to reach the courts, unless you are a very famous personality. Right? These are all the burdens of judiciary or other areas. Yes. Do you have any questions? I have a small obligation. I have to go early today. Yes. So, if you don't have any doubts, I will end the session here. Yes. So, I sincerely hope and pray every single person attending these sessions, please start reading newspapers. That is your primary dharma. Second thing, don't just stick to common sense. Go out, explore, search, Google. Array, Sir said so many things. Is it true? Are there Dalits who are not entering temple? In today's Hindu, there is an article. Can I find that article? Be curious. Develop that curiosity. That is how you grow. If you just come to the class, Sir said something, it must be true. Then you won't grow. Okay? Yeah. Right. If you don't have any questions, online people, I will end the session here. If you have, please let me know. Right. Democracy burden. In the case of DJ neighbor, if he gives permission till some time, but he continues to do beyond that and even police support him, in such case, what is a democracy burden? The democracy burden is filing a complaint against the police officers. Right? See, the logic here is law implementers have to implement the law. You can take a video, live recording of the 10 plus, like let's say 11:30 p.m. DJs going on and the police officers are standing near the DJ doing nothing. You take the entire thing and tweet it to the higher officials. They will punish the officers. In democracy, we always have to follow the due process. There is nothing else that we can do. Immediate justice won't be found, but in the long run, it will help the police officers understand, okay, we also have to implement the rules and regulations. I hope that answers your question, Ramya. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all.